There we go. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Fly Tying Tuesdays. Here with Carlisle Fly and Foul, tying up a pattern that has just been really awesome. Fishing it recently, probably over the last 6 months or so. Grown to really love this fly. It's a fellow YouTuber, Old Dominion Trout Bum. He came up with this kind of pattern. But super slim, sinks fast, has good movement, pretty natural color. I mean, it's just super easy to tie. Yeah, it's just a great overall fly. So shout out to Corey on that one. He came up with a killer fly. So I'm gonna jump in on it today and show you guys how I tie this. Pretty similar to you know, how he ties it himself. A few other little kind of tricks that I like to do. But yeah, we're gonna jump on in it and show you guys how I tie this. Okay, so in the vise we've got a Saluda Beads Jig Z, and this is in size 18 with Saluda Beads in 2.8 millimeters in copper, and using some Nano Silk 30 denier, and this is in the beige color. So I'm gonna get thread started behind the bead there. And one of the cool things about this fly is just keeping it super slim. Not much material, not many thread wraps. Pretty easy fly to tie. So we're gonna come in with our tail, and this is just coq de lion fibers. I'm gonna strip off about 5 or so fibers. You know, mayflies really only got 3 tails, but I like to put in, you know, a few more than 3, just because, you know, you break them off, then your fly's only got 2 legs or 2 tails, and it won't look right. I don't know, do it how you like it, whatever you'd like. So we're going to tie that in and pull those tail to length. Well, try that again. Try not to pull it too far. So either leave my tails too long because I try not to pull them too far, or I don't pull them far enough. All right, so now we've got that tied in. We're gonna secure our bead here, and then we're going to unwrap our thread, counterclockwise turn here, twist of the bobbin, and that just kind of flattens out our thread. Makes for the body to be a little bit more uniform. And I'm gonna kind of come back up in here one more time. Just because I like to have a little bit of a more uniform color on the body there. All right, now we're gonna come in with Sharpie, and we're going to color that thread here. And give it just a really quick clockwise spin to kind of cord it up just a little bit more, so it's not so flat of a rib. Wrap that up the body there. And now we're going to come in with some Solarez Bone Dry. We're going to coat the body here. Real thin coat. We don't need a ton. Like, that's already too much. Way to go, Dylan. You had one job, not to screw this fly up. It's all right. We can make do. All right. Come in with your light. Cure that resin. Okay, so now we're going to come in with some peacock flash, dubbing, whatever kind you like. And we don't need a ton of this. We're just going to kind of dirty up our thread. Maybe just a little bit longer of a noodle. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create the dubbing loop. Put our dubbing spinner in there. And I've got a CDC feather, and this is in brown. You only want to clip one side of that. You don't need a ton of fibers. We kind of want to keep it a little sparse. Trim that from the stem. And we're going to place that right inside of our dubbing loop. Spin it up. Go right up the body. One trick here is whenever I start wrapping these kind of body or these kind of collars with the CDC and even just dubbing, like any kind of Frenchie or anything like that, what I like to do is I like to kind of start back, just a little bit behind the bead and come up a couple wraps, and then I like to go back down below those first wraps and then work my way back up right behind the bead. And what that does for me is it kind of helps secure that collar in place. I don't know if you guys have ever kind of tied some flies, some Frenchies, or any kind of collar, and after a couple fish, your dubbing collar is kind of starting to slide down behind or down toward the back of the fly. That kind of trick just kind of helps prevent that from happening, kind of keeps these flies a little bit more durable for you. All right, we're going to pull those CDC fibers rearward. We're going to come in with our whip finish tool, do a 4 or 5 turn whip finish. And then I like to do another one or 3 turns. That really locks that in. That stuff's not coming apart. Then after you're done with that, you kind of come back here and just kind of check, make sure the length of the CDC is proportionate. Trim some of those off if you need to. There you have it. That is the Old Dominion Trout Bomb Jack Daniels. This has been an awesome fly for us. Me and a lot of my friends have been using this particular fly, and even just variations of this same kind of platform. Thread body, thread rib, CDC collar, some flash. This is a great platform to kind of experiment on, tie some other colors up. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Oh, you guys can feel free to, if you guys want to buy some of these from me, I am tying and selling a few of these on checkyourflies.com. You can find all my flies there and place an order. But I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you on the next one.